What's up, guys? Dark Deli here, and today I'm playing MudRunner. I recently picked this up from Steam. It was on sale over the holiday season. I picked it up because I wanted the incredible and realistic off-road physics and free roam feeling that this game definitely delivers. This game is, well, you really got to have patience, and if you really want a good real off-road experience, here you go. And I started playing it, and I'm just still playing it vanilla. I haven't downloaded any mods or anything yet. I wanted the real experience. And I started off ignoring the challenges. Now, this video is about your first deliveries and completing your first objectives in free roam. Those objectives being to deliver logs to the lumberyard. Now, before I continue, I want to say I've seen some people complain about this, having to drive so far to get the logs and refuel them and make several trips back and forth. The game is about driving off-road through mud, over rocks, and stuff like that. That's what the game's about, and that's why you buy the game. So I find it really fun, even though this first delivery I'm showing you here, I'm showing you bits of it here. I'll go through some of the problems I had, the snags I get into, and the things I figured out doing it. This took me over an hour to deliver my first load of logs, which was with the truck and the trailer both. I believe I was able to deliver 6 out of the required 8 points, so I'll have to make another trip to this lumberyard to complete it. But now I know what I'm doing. I have things staged around the map, and I'm going to get into that right now. So there's challenges in the game, but I mostly ignored them because it's like, do this with this requirement and this requirement. I don't want that. I want to off-road, just free roam and figure it out myself, So I'll start you here. You start at a garage with just a couple of trucks available. You start with 3 trucks. You have two trucks that you can equip stuff in the bed and equip trailers to. You have a smaller little Jeep thingy, some Russian truck, who knows? I don't know what it is, right? The point is, I used it kind of as a scout truck because it was smaller and lighter. I used it as a scout truck to kind of get around at starts and uncover parts of the map. If you have a look at the map, it's all going to be black, and the only way to open up parts of the map to see is by going to these various watch points. Once you get to a watch point, it'll unlock a huge part of the map, and then you can actually see it. Until that point, you're literally in the dark, and it really sucks when you're at night in the dark. And I made a few forays off-road only to get stuck in the forest, things like that. All right, so anyway, the objective is to pick up logs at these logging points and deliver them to the lumber yards. And of course, everything is very far apart, and there's a lot between you and there, because that's the challenge and the fun of the game. Driving off-road, managing your four-wheel drive vehicle through mud, through water, things like that. And the beauty of it is you have these 3 trucks. So let's go back to this. So you have these 3 trucks. And to start off with, I'm assuming I'm going to unlock more as I go, things like that. And you need these as support vehicles. That's why they give you 3. Because you're about to see here in a couple of minutes why I needed a support vehicle. All right, so I got to go to that lumber yard, but first I need lumber. And the lumber is way up here at this point, and I had to figure out how to get there. My first goal was to get to these watch points on the map. Open up the map so I can see where I can drive, where the water is, how deep the water is, things like that. So once I got this figured out, I grabbed a truck with a trailer to carry as many logs as I could, and I started heading towards the first watch point. It unlocked enough of the map that now I could see where to refuel, which is good. Fuel definitely comes into play because you burn through a lot of it, especially when you're digging uphill with your differential lock on in the deep mud. I've seen it, it can be as high as 14 liters a minute fuel consumption. And this particular truck holds 270 liters of fuel. Well, I made it just fine. Once I kind of roamed around a bit, I made it just fine to the first fuel stop. I refueled the truck. And that's right by the logging point. I got it loaded up with logs, and then it's like, okay, how do I get it to the lumber yard? So yeah, so many interesting things just arose in this delivery, and I had to get really creative. I'll get to what really became interesting. First, let's go through some of the problems that I had. Some of the problems were, okay, I got fuel. Now, how do we get to the lumberyard? And if you look at the map, there wasn't a clear way really to get to the lumberyard. You never want to risk going through the forest, especially when you have a big truck and trailer loaded with logs, because you can get into a lot of problems, and I did a couple times. Once or twice, I had to Once actually, I had to I gave up and recalled my truck back to the garage, which is, I don't like to do that because it breaks the immersion of the actual thing. Well, once I get it stuck, and we're getting there. I got it stuck bad. I mean, I don't mean stuck like had to winch out. Sure, I got stuck and had to winch several times. But what I mean is, so I had refueled my truck. It's full of logs. I'm on my way down to the lumber yard to deliver the logs. You need 8 points, and I was carrying 6 points with me. 3 in the truck, 3 in the trailer. It's a lot of haulage. I'm lugging there. And I'm coming down south, and I see I'm all in the black. I don't know where I'm at, and I see there's a watch point there. I'm like, I need to activate this watch point so I can see the map, so I can find a shortcut to get back to the lumberyard. Especially since I was running out of fuel. At this point, as you can see, I'm headed back down south trying to get to the lumberyard, and I'm totally running out of fuel. So I was like, okay, all I got to do is make it to this watch point, unlock more of the map, and I'll find a way to get more fuel. And I'll be damned if I didn't get stopped right here out of fuel, like just meters away from the watch point. I couldn't get it unlocked. I figured I could go back to my garage, I could change trucks, grab a fuel truck, go up there and refuel it, but I really wanted that part of the map revealed, but no dice. So I was stopped here. Fun little thing, but this is what feeds it. This is one thing that feeds into greater parts of the game right here, is getting different elements that you have staged around the map to create infrastructure. And that's what I found. So I parked my truck here. I turned the engine off, parked it here, just a hair outside of that watch point. Okay, no worries. I changed trucks back to one of my other trucks in the garage, and I loaded it up with a fuel cistern and a fuel trailer just to make sure. I'm like, okay, here I have like thousands of liters of fuel. We're good to go. Let's go refuel this truck. So I left my logging truck up there. Everything you do in the game is persistent. When you log off, when you log back on, everything's going to be right where you left it. It's a persistent, free roam, awesome sandbox world full of mud in the middle of Siberia. So I got my fuel cistern on the back of this truck with a fuel trailer, and I followed the route I already knew to go fuel up my truck, just so I could hit that watch point and then see how to get the truck to the lumberyard. I went through maybe 20 or so minutes getting that fuel truck just to my truck, only to realize a very noob mistake that I had made. I put a fuel cistern in the back of the truck. I attached a fuel trailer, yes, but that didn't mean there was any fuel in it. So, like, total Homer Simpson moment. I was like, oh my God, really? I didn't even think about that. This game is, everything that I've seen is persistent, realistic, and everything. And I was like, I attached all this crap, but I got to go put fuel in it. So here I spent like 20 minutes lugging this fuel truck and trailer with no fuel to refuel a truck that was out of fuel, and it had no fuel. But the truck itself had enough fuel. I turned it around, I went up, I fueled up the cistern, so I dropped off the trailer just to move easier because I just needed the truck and just the one fuel tank. And I go up, I refuel. So I have an empty fuel tank trailer parked at that one watch point. But it's okay. I can always go back at any time with any truck and grab it and take it and refuel it and park it, stage it anywhere in the map. So you can have, that's why I mentioned earlier about staging points and persistence. Staging different trucks with different configurations in different places helps you have like basically waypoints that you can operate from. Anyway, long story short, I take just the truck with the cistern up to the fuel thing. I refuel that truck. I bring it down. I fueled up the logging truck. And now that I have the watch point active and a truck full of fuel, finally, I can make it to the logging point to deliver the logs. It really seems like a lot. And a lot of people do think it's a lot of work. I will say the clips of the video I'm showing you, I recorded this straight. Again, I wanted to get just my first, this is a blind playthrough that I'm talking over the footage of. And I will say this took me over an hour to do all this, but I was figuring out stuff along the way. And I wanted to show you like what you have to do in the game, how you have to do it. You got to find the logs and deliver them to the mill. Once you get all this done, and once you kind of realize, oh, I can get a fuel trailer and fill up with fuel and park it here and have my own fueling point. I could probably I did have to use the winch a few stages. I haven't tried this yet, but I could probably use one truck to winch another. What I'm saying is this is why they give you 3 trucks. You can use them for different purposes. You get one truck stuck, you recall back to your garage, or, well, don't recall, I mean, because that'll recall the whole truck, and it's like, in my eyes, it's cheating. I'm saying swap trucks back to one of your other trucks back at your garage, set it for a different purpose, and bring it out for support. And just in this hour plus playing, just my first couple hours of the game, I found myself setting up different trucks for different purposes and using them to support myself. Like, oh, this truck's stuck here. Let's go grab this truck and get it out. And it's all about getting the logs to the thing. Now, it seems simple. It seems like so simple. It's like, oh, it's just a game where you pick up logs and deliver them to a station. No, it's a game where you're managing off-road circumstances, gasoline, truck damage, trying not to get stuck in the mud or the water. Say I'd gotten that truck stuck in the water, then there were some places I was getting pretty dangerously deep in the water. I would have had to bring, set up another brig and bring it out there to winch it out of the water or something like that. Things like that are what makes this cool. You play this game not because you want to deliver logs point to point to point. You play this game because you want to drive really cool trucks through crazy terrain and solve problems. This game is about problem solving. Guys, thanks so much for watching. That's a basic overview of, because I was confused as what to do. I had to figure all this out, and I want to bring to you, I hope I explained it well. You're just getting logs and delivering them. The fun is in getting point to point, figuring where they're at. Now, looking over the map, I see where I deliver them. I see where I can get them. I see other points that are not unlocked yet. I know now how to get those. Definitely want to get those watch points, see where the roads are, see where I can cut through, off the roads, see where I maybe want to stage a full trailer of fuel in case I need a fuel stop. Now I can I can really work this map and finish this map really quickly. And then I look forward into getting some of the mods, some of the new trucks, some of the new maps. The community for this game is really awesome and supportive. There's a lot of stuff here, a lot of extra content, and this game has a long way to go, guys, and it's really awesome. Just the way it starts off. I've never seen off-road physics in mud like in this game. It's quite something else, guys. So, all right, so that's your first log delivery in the game. It was not like the first mission in most games. Usually, the first mission in most games is go here, do this. This game, it's like, bleh, here you go. And you're like, what do I do? And then you got to figure out, where do I get the logs? How do I get them there? Oh, crap, I ran out of fuel in the middle of nowhere. What do I do? You grab another truck and you friggin' go get some fuel and refuel it, and you truck along, and this game is about all of this. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Dark Dally. There's definitely more MudRunner coming up, along with other games I've been playing lately, such as American Truck Simulator, Kerbal Space Program, Ghost Recon Wildlands. We'll do some more of that and things like that. Guys, I'm Dark Dally. Tell me any comments down below. I will catch you guys next time.